Yo, what is good, YouTube? It is your boy Make America Lit, back with another NBA 2K23 video. And I'm actually doing something a little different in today's video. I haven't seen any videos like this, so I thought, you know what? Why not make a video like this? You know what I'm saying? I haven't really seen a video, I've seen various videos. I myself have made various videos on badges and animations, and I've seen people discuss, what are the best badges, ranking badges and stuff like that. I've seen people talk about, what 3-point rating you need, or dunking rating is the best, and your steal ratings and stuff like that. But what I've never seen is people really sit down and discuss what are the best attribute sweet spots. Now, I'm not talking about, what's the best sweet spot for badges or badge counts or anything like that. No. I'm just talking about what are the best sweet spots for just attributes in general. I'll have several different ratings, based on what I think is the sweet spot for certain things. So some ratings or attributes will have multiple ratings, and then some attributes will only have one or maybe even two. It really depends on the attribute that I'm discussing. And for the record, I haven't showed it on screen here, but I do have a couple of builds, so I'm very familiar with the attributes and the badges and stuff like that in the game. I have a shooting guard 3-level scorer. I have a small forward 2-way 3-level point forward. I have a shooting guard 2-way shooter. I have a center 2-way stretch 5. I have a shooting guard 3-point shooter, and then I have a center that's like a diming inside out scorer or something like that. A diming something, I think it's inside out scorer if I'm not mistaken. But the point I'm trying to make is that I'm well versed. I have multiple builds, and I still have another 2 more builds on the way that I'm currently grinding and stuff like that. So I do have multiple builds. I've played every position of 1 through 5. I've had offensive minded builds, defensive builds, 2-way builds, diming builds and stuff like that as well, finishing builds, 3-level builds. So I'm well versed in all the attributes, all the badges and stuff like that. So it's not like I'm just coming from a place where, I'm not informed and stuff like that. But do keep in mind that these are just my opinions. You know what I'm saying? You might feel differently. If you do feel differently about any attributes that I'm discussing in this video, then feel free to drop a comment down below and let me know what you think are your sweet spots or whatever like that for certain attributes. So without further ado, let's just jump into the video. The very first attribute, as you can see at the top, we're going to be discussing is close shot. Now, for me, I said close shot. Sweet spot would be around 70 to 75, but that's just for pick and rolls. Pick and rolls, finishing under and near the basket. A 70 to 75 is more than suffice. You're not going to be living, with close shots. You're not going to be living off of pick and rolls, but that's just so that you can be a pick and roll threat. You can, be utilized in that, because I know some bigs, they don't touch their close shot. They just care about stretching the floor. They only want mid-range and threes and driving and standing dunks. And then what happens is they don't put up their layup, or they don't put up their close shot. And then when the pick and roll comes, or when you need to run a pick and roll, they're down low missing shots and stuff like that because their close shot is a 57, or their close shot is a 60, or they get a rebound and they can't go up with the rebound and put it back up because guess what? Their close shot is a 55 or something like that, and they're just missing dunks, missing layups on 6'3" players because their close shot is so low, So if you want to consistently be able to finish, especially on the pick and rolls and the putbacks and stuff like that, under and near the basket, you want to be shooting for at least a 70 to 75, in my opinion. 70 being the minimum and 75 being the highest. I don't think you really need to go any higher than that. Excuse me. As for paint mashing, paint mashing is primarily about height and matchups, but in my opinion, you want at least a 90 plus close shot if you plan to do paint mashing. And the reason why I say that is because 9 times out of 10, if you're paint mashing, you're going to be on a center. You know, you're going to be on a center build, and you're going to be on a taller build because you're going to be able to just paint mash and go right up over top of people and stuff. So you want like a really high close shot. More importantly, you're going to want that masher badge on at least Hall of Fame. You know, you probably could go down to gold level, but Hall of Fame masher goes crazy, especially on a really tall build. I've seen some of these 7.3s with Hall of Fame masher, and they just put it up over everybody. Don't care. 2 people in the paint, 3 people in the paint. You could bring your whole team in the paint, and they're still going to just lay it out because they're 7.3. They're taller than everybody, and they got a 95 close shot. It just is what it is. You know, it's really hard to stop those, builds. You got to, really time your jumps and your blocks and stuff like that, or when you're going to reach and stuff like that on those builds. So, yeah, that's my recommendations for sweet spots as far as close shot goes. Same thing for layups, for lightly contested layups, layups in the pick and roll and stuff like that. Again, you're looking at a 70 to 75. These are just lightly contested layups. And then the sweet spot for like difficult / contested / contact layups, you're looking at an 80 plus. You can go up to that 87 for that gold fearless finisher and stuff like that, which is really going to help you with, contested and contact layups and laying the ball up in traffic and stuff like that. But you want to be shooting for at least an 80. I feel like 80 is where I really was starting to just pretty much make every single layup. Double clutch layups, Euro layups, spin layups, contact layups, Obviously, I have a build with like a 96 layup. So I, gradually put my layups up in intervals. I went up to like a 75. Then I went up to 80. Then I went up to like 87 to unlock, I think, like I said, fearless finisher. And then eventually I went up to 96 to finally unlock that Hall of Fame fearless finisher, which is just chef's kiss. It's just ridiculously good badge. You know what I'm saying? As far as driving dunk, I broke driving dunk into 3 separate categories. For contact dunks, catching bodies, dunking on multiple people in traffic, you're looking at least a 93 plus, because that 93 is going to unlock all the contact dunk animations, the contact alley-oops, the Zion alley-oops and all of those like dunking animations and stuff like that. You're going to have all the good dunking animations, access to all the good dunk packages. And, you're going to be able to have, gold posterizer and limitless and stuff like that. Slithery, which is all going to help you when it comes to dunking, catching bodies and stuff like that, getting contact dunk animations and stuff. So if that's what you care about, then you want to be shooting for at least a minimum of 93. Now, of course, you can shoot for 84 because that's where you unlock contact dunk animations. But me personally, I don't think you're going to consistently get bodies like that, you know what I'm saying, with a 93. With an 84, especially if somebody's in the paint with a high level of anchor, high interior defense, you're going to miss a couple of those dunks, at 84 and stuff like that. But at 93, I'm booming it on a lot of people. My new 2 builds that I'm working on, one of those builds have like a 93 driving dunk, and then my 3-level scorer has a 93 dunk. My 2-way 3-level point forward only has a 86 driving dunk, and then my 2-way shooter only has an 86 driving dunk. And I can really tell the difference when I drive in the paint and I pull up the meter to try to use the dunk meter on somebody. I can really tell the difference. When I'm going down low and trying to dunk on people, I can tell the difference between that 86 driving dunk and that 93 driving dunk. And trust me when I tell you, there really is a difference. And people who have both, they have a build with 93 or 99 driving dunk, and then they have a build with like 84, 85, 86 driving dunk, they will tell you, you can honestly feel the difference when you're driving into the paint. You just dunking on everything with that 93 plus. Moving on. Fast break dunks, dunking in traffic near people, you're looking at an 84 or 85. If you care about limitless takeoff, then obviously a 86. But we're going with either an 84 for the contact dunks or an 85 for that silver posterizer. You know what I'm saying? It's really up to you. But again, like I said, just to get those fast break dunks, them quick drops off ones and stuff like that. You want to be able to dunk in traffic near people. 85 is going to give you that silver posterizer where you're not going to, miss dunks, or the ball's going to pop out and stuff like that. That's what you're looking for the sweet spot for that driving dunk. Now, just to consistently trigger dunk animations when you want to go up for a dunk, You want to go up for a two-hand dunk, a one-hand dunk, or on a fast break, you're leaking out and stuff like that, and you're concerned about getting blocked or stuffed at the rim. A 70 driving dunk, you can't go wrong with that. You are going to be able to dunk consistently and stuff like that. Especially if you're pulling up the dunk meter, you ain't going to have a problem with, consistently getting dunks. I feel like anything lower than that, you aren't really going to be able to trigger the dunk meter like that. A lot of times I try to trigger it, and they just give me a layup. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like 70 really is that sweet spot if you just want to dunk consistently in 2K23. Anything lower than that, and like you're bound to get layups here and there, even when you're using the pro stick, even when you're trying to trigger the dunk meter. Like, I feel like 70 is that sweet spot. So if you just want to consistently trigger dunk animations, that's what you should be shooting for. For mid-range shots, I would say a 70 plus. I truthfully don't believe that you need anything higher than a 70, especially if you are going to be shooting deep twos. Because as you know, Mike Wang put out a tweet saying that, when you shoot in those blended areas where you're like inside the three and the mid-range, like right in between that blended line, it's going to take into account your three-point rating and your mid-range rating. So you might have a 70 mid-range rating, but if you have an 89 three ball, it's going to take not just your 70 mid-range, but also that 89 three that you have into consideration when you shoot that shot. So it's not even like you're going to really be shooting with a 70 mid-range yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be shooting with, a 70 plus that 89 three, and whatever that works its way out to, you know what I'm saying? That's what you're going to actually be shooting with, as far as your rating goes, So I would say, you probably would turn that into like if you do the math, if you add 70 plus 89 and then you divide that by 2, you're looking at like a 79 rating. Now, I'm not really sure if that's how they do it, if they just add the 2 and then divide it in half and stuff like that, and that's what they give you for that rating for that shot. I'm not really sure how 2K adds it together, but, that's just my math on it, and that's still going to be higher than whatever that your, default rating is, which is the 70 mid-range. It's still going to be higher than that. So I don't think you can really go wrong with 70 mid-range. Now, of course, you can go up to an 81, which I know a lot of people like to because they like that Hall of Fame Midi Magician. But me personally, I'm not going to be rocking Midi Magician like that, just because when you look at, the cost of it, you're looking at 7 to 8 badge points, and that's just not worth it to me. Not for a shot that's only going to give me 2 points. When the name of the game is shooting threes in this game. Maybe if I'm playing twos or I'm on the ones court or something like that, and I'm going to just abuse fades or something like that and move in mid-range shots, I might mess with that, and then that would come in handy. But for me, I just don't see that as like a priority. So that 81 just really isn't necessary. Maybe further down the line when we unlock more badge points and stuff like that as the seasons go by, we will care more about having that, because we'll have the extra badge points to put into mid-range Midi Magician or whatever like that. But for me, I just don't feel like that is the case. And then for the 3, I have two different categories. For catch and shoot, I have the sweet spot at a 75 to a 77. These were the thresholds where I was knocking down the shots the most when I had a lower rated 3. But in all fairness, this was earlier in the game before I really knew my jump shot. So at the same time, I probably could have been knocking down shots consistently with like a 75, 74, 73, 72 if I had access to my jumper and stuff like that, and my, releases, and I knew my jump shot cue and stuff like that. But I feel like 75 to 77 is like the minimum for where not only you can green and hit your shot consistently, but that's kind of like the absolute minimum where you can still get decent jump shot bases, releases, and stuff like that. Because, it's not just about the jump shot base anymore. Before, it was just like, oh, you need this base, I need this height threshold for this base. But now you're looking at the release. The release is just as important as the base, because the release is going to give you the cue when you should release that jump shot. So you really do have to keep in mind when you're making these builds that not just your base, you need to unlock your base, but you also need to make sure that you have the height requirements and also the attribute rating requirements to use that to use that release that you really like or whatever like that. So again, I feel like 75 to 77 in that little area right there is a sweet spot for catch and shoot threes. You're just going to be catching and shooting. You're not going to be doing anything else. Now for off dribble threes, I honestly think, honestly, you could probably get away with an 85. But the main reason why I say the sweet spot would be to shoot for an 89 is because you're gonna want that gold Agent 3, bro. And like, I know silver Agent 3 can be suffice for moving shots and dribble pull up threes and even fades, but gold is just really good to me, And Agent 3 functions not only as circus threes, but it also functions as stop and pop badges from last year in 2K22. It is hands down one of the best shooting badges in the game, And keep in mind, this isn't even considering, again, like I said, jump shot animations and stuff like that. So, when you do, decide to choose your rating and stuff like that for your threes, do please keep in mind, jump shot, not just your base, but also, your release. Now, for free throws, this is entirely preference. You know what I'm saying? It's entirely preference based because if you know your free throw, just like your jump shot, you can hit some ridiculous shots, if you do know your shot, and just like basketball IRL, it becomes about muscle memory. Same thing with jump shooting in this game. It becomes about muscle memory. I've seen people green with free throws as low as a 60 or a 65. But the lower you go, the smaller the green window, the harder it will be for you to time your shot consistently. But I personally feel like the sweet spot for knocking down free throws, is a 75 to a 79, just for consistently knocking down free throws. I've used the same free throw animation since 2K17. I pretty much have the animation memorized. I can shoot my free throws in my sleep. I can close my eyes and shoot free throws. I'm not bullshitting y'all. I've literally, used this free throw so much that I can literally close my eyes and just, in my head envision the animation. And it's a nice little hitch animation. I'll probably make an animations video later on or whatever like that. Not right now, but I'll tell you guys what the free throw is and stuff like that. Don't worry, I'm not tucking no sauce or anything like that. I'm giving you boys all the sauce for free. You know what I'm saying? I'm not tucking sauce. I want all of us to be knocking down free throws. I want all of us to be knocking down shots. I want everybody to be, hooping because I primarily play with randoms and I'm tired of being sold. So don't worry, I'm not going to be tucking the sauce. Animation videos is coming soon. Don't worry about it. But you could go higher if you feel like you aren't a great shooter. If you feel like you're not a great free throw shooter, you're playing on Wi-Fi, you don't know your free throw shot, or something like that. But again, like I said, it's preference based. I shot around 92, 93% from free throw with a 75 rating. And that was before I upgraded it to 80. And now I'm shooting around like 96, 97% from free throw now. I barely miss free throws, Every now and then, you might get a lag, a little hitch or something like that. Or the game just make you miss because, you don't have a 99 free throw. It happens. You know what I'm saying? I've seen the game make Steph Curry miss a free throw. You know what I'm saying? I see Steve Nash miss a free throw. Seen KD miss free throws. Like, really good free throw shooters miss free throws. It is what it is. Moving on, though. Moving on to pass accuracy. Now, if you are a primary ball handler, I feel like the sweet spot is 80 plus, Now you can go up to 86 for that gold needle threader threshold, but that's only if you are like a floor general type of PG where you're just a pass first type of guard. If you're not a pass first type of guard, you're just a PG that scores as a balanced PG that he balances the offense between passing and scoring himself. You can get by with an 80 pass accuracy. You know what I'm saying? And if you look at that, 80 pass accuracy will get you gold dimer if you decide to, spread the floor and, help your team out with dimer on. You see, it'll also get you gold floor general and stuff like that. It'll get you silver needle threader at least. You know what I'm saying? It's going to get you damn near Hall of Fame post playmaker. Is going to get you, Hall of Fame special delivery. So the thresholds for a lot of these passing badges, bailout, it'll get you silver, break starter will get you gold. For a lot of the passing badges, the threshold for passing is really, really low, especially this year. For a lot of these badges, I can show you really quickly that a 70 will pretty much get you all the passing badges in the game, like that. A little bailout, break starter, dimer, post playmaker, needle threader, floor general, and special delivery, and that's just at a 70. So if we bump this up to 80, you looking at, like, Hall of Fame badges, gold badges, and silver badges, not a single badge bronze. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, and you're not really giving up much points, because pass accuracy isn't going to cost you a whole bunch of attribute points, at this level of just 80. Once you start getting up to like 90, 95, then yeah, it's going to start costing you a little bit. But, just to hit a 80, or even to go up to a 86, as you see, it's not going to cost you much to unlock Hall of Fame, floor general, and dimer and stuff like that. So it can be worth it. Now, obviously, needle threader is going to be a nice little penny with a 92 pass accuracy, but gold to me is suffice. You do not need Hall of Fame needle threader. It might be nice to run it or have it, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you're a pass first guard. But just having gold needle threader, is more than enough. You know what I'm saying? So again, that's just my sweet spot. Now, if you are a non-primary ball handler, meaning that you aren't the point guard, you're not the PG, you aren't running the offense, then you're suffice with a 70 pass accuracy. I don't have a single build in this game that doesn't have at least a 70 pass accuracy. Every single one of my builds have at least a 70 pass accuracy. I will repeat that for you. Every single build, all 8 of my builds have at least a 70 pass accuracy. I'm not running with anything less than a 70 pass accuracy. You're going to need at least a 70 if you want to pass the ball effectively, especially if you play rec or pro-am. If you play 5v5, you're going to need a minimum of a 70. That is the sweet spot if you are a non-primary ball handler. If you only play part, you can get away with lower, a 60, 65. You could probably get away with the 60, 65 if you only play 2s, you only play 3s. But just keep in mind that the lower you go, the lower the speed of your passes. Your passes aren't going to be accurate. And more importantly, you're going to be throwing slow-ass, wimbly, wobbly-ass passes. A lot of those passes where, you're trying to dot somebody, on the 2s court, you're trying to dot somebody corner, or you're playing 3s and you're trying to dot your lock in the corner. You're going to throw, bullshit lob passes, slow lob passes where he throw the ball up in the air, and it gives the defense a chance to get to them. So the higher your pass accuracy, the less likely you are to get those really shitty pass animations. You're not going to get slow passes that get picked off. So you want to go with at least a 70 pass accuracy. 70 is really equivalent to like a silver bullet passer from last year's game. So 70 is fine. 80 is more like, a gold bullet passer, and then, a 90 plus is like around a Hall of Fame, gold to Hall of Fame, bullet passer. But 70 is suffice if you're not the primary ball handler. You're going to get by with the 70, As for ball handle, the ball handle rating, you should be shooting for a 87 minimum. That's the, sweet spot, in my opinion. If you are a primary ball handler, you can always go higher. This build cap's at 91, but you should be shooting for 87. You know what I'm saying? Because as you can see on the screen, 87 will unlock gold unpluckable, it will unlock gold clamp breaker, and it will unlock gold quick first step. And these are all crucial badges for running as a primary ball handler. It's going to be crucial in you setting up the offense for your team and stuff like that. Trying to run point without having at least gold unpluckable will be a nightmare for you with the way steals are in this game, period. And even sometimes gold unpluckable isn't, suffice when you're dealing with 1 or even 2 locks that are running with gold or even Hall of Fame glove. They're going to get those steals. They're going to get those poke animations more often than not. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you want to make sure that you have like at least a minimum of like an 87 ball handler if you're going to be, handling the ball, a significant amount of time. Now, for non-primary ball handlers, a 75 will also be suffice because you aren't going to be really doing much dribbling. That 75 ball handle, is for those spot ups who you catch the ball and then you just immediately drive off the 3-point line because they're trying to chase you off the line. But you have some slashing in your build. You could lay the ball up. You could dunk the ball. So that 75 ball handle, is going to get you, gold vice grips, and is going to get you silver unpluckable. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be more than enough to get silver unpluckable and gold vice grips where, you're going to be able to catch that ball, and if they do reach, you're not going to lose the ball immediately. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be able to catch that ball and then drive down for a dunk or a layup and stuff like that, especially on fast breaks and stuff. And you aren't going to be losing the ball as soon as you touch the ball. Personally, I wouldn't feel comfortable running with anything less than an 80 ball handle. Personally, if I'm a guard or a wing. But again, like I said, I honestly think the sweet spot is 75 because you want that silver unpluckable. But me personally, I'm not running on a build with less than an 80. I think my two-way shooter has like no ball handling at all. But that's because I don't put the ball on the ground at all. That's like a Klay Thompson type build. I'm there to shoot threes. I'm there to catch alley-oops. And I'm there to play defense. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So I had no intentions of dribbling the ball at all. Don't want to dribble the ball. Not going to dribble the ball. Only thing I have on that build is a 70 pass accuracy because, you got to make that extra pass. Or you got to just pass the ball when you're not open, As far as ball handling for big men, 70 will get you decent animation like LeBron's signature step back or size up escape, which is tied with his step back. But as a big man, you won't be handling the ball much anyway. So bronze unpluckable, plus whatever level of vice grip that you get, would be decent enough, as an insurance policy, so that you aren't being spammed by other big men. Because other big men usually have lower steals. You're not going to be seeing a lot of centers and power forwards running around with a 95 steal or a 99 steal and stuff like that. But you'll still need to be vigilant around guards and wings with high steal because they will come over and help, especially in rec when there's so many help defenders around you. Dudes will come up and reach at you. They'll try to come up and get steals. They'll try to double team you and stuff like that. So while a 70 ball handle is really nice to have on a big man, just know that you aren't, immune from getting your pockets ripped or whatever like that as well too. So keep that in mind. As for speed with ball, the sweet spot, personally, I just don't feel like speed with ball matters, as it only impacts your first steps with the ball. I have around a 64 speed with ball on my shooting guard, and I still managed to beat people off the dribble. I ran with a 58 speed with ball on my two-way 3-level point forward for the longest, with like a 60 acceleration, and I was still beating people off the dribble every time I touched the ball. Why? Because I had Hall of Fame quick first step. What will impact you more is the level of quick first step that you're using. High level quick first step is, superior to speed with ball. Now, it would be nice to have both. So if you can get both, definitely get both. But me personally, I'm just saying, I'd rather have quick first step because I really couldn't tell the difference. I was still beating dudes off the dribble like that with Hall of Fame quick first step and like a 58 speed with ball and a 60 acceleration. So it just made me think, why am I wasting my time putting these attributes up when I can still have no problem blowing past people with like a 58 speed with ball? But hey, I got Hall of Fame quick first step, so I'm blowing past people because I have a 80, 89, 90 ball handle or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, again, it's a personal preference. It's up to you. If you feel like speed with ball helps you or it matters, then you can always, choose to put your own sweet spot or your own ratings up or whatever. But me personally, I don't bother with speed with ball anymore, personally. And going, ahead, future builds, my future builds won't have high speed with ball. They won't have high acceleration either because I just don't feel like I need it. The only thing I will be touching is I will make sure that I have high speed. I'll make sure I have ball handle, pass accuracy, but speed with ball, nah. Now, moving on to the defensive category, interior defense for perimeter players, I feel like the sweet spot is 70. People, and don't get me wrong, this includes me as well. When I first started playing NBA 2K23, we often complained and wondered why they weren't getting stops from dudes rim running. I was constantly getting pissed off until I realized that the reason why, regardless of how good my build is on the perimeter, it doesn't impact what happens in the paint. Hall of Fame challenger, gold challenger, gold, silver clamps, etc. All of those badges and stuff, it means nothing once your matchup drives down into the paint. Having a high level of interior defense is the only thing that's going to stop people from paint mashing and rim running on you. You know, as well as having a taller build, okay? I feel like 70 on the interior defense is the sweet spot for getting those stops from people who are just laying the ball up on you, you know, just rim running on you and just dunking and getting animations and stuff like that. That is the reason why you notice that when dudes get dunking, contact dunk animations, they use the dunk meter to try to put people in dunk animations and stuff like that. They don't always finish the dunk because those players have high interior defense. Okay? As a big man, you most likely will be in the paint. You know, a big man will be in the paint and stuff like that. So when you are getting drove on and stuff, most of these layups, driving, dunk attempts and stuff like that happen. They're going to miss because you have a 70 interior defense plus whatever big man is in the paint helping you. Now, obviously, if you're on a 6'1 build and your matchup is 6'8", 6'7", 6'6", it won't really matter, you know? But the difference is night and day when you're on a 6'6", 6'7", 6'8 build and they're on a 6'7", 6'8", 6'9 build, and you can force a lot of misses because guess what? Your interior defense is a 70 and it's not a 28 or 35 or something. You might as well just not even be there. They might as well just be laying the ball up on nobody because your interior defense is so low that, and you're not a tall player. It's just like, well, nobody's there guarding them, you know? Now, interior defense for big men, I would say like a 90 plus because, again, paint mashing is super effective this year. You could probably get by with an 85, but if you're going to be playing against, a big man who is taller than you, bigger than you, has more strength, more finishing badge points, you're going to be looking at a 90 plus interior defense at least because he's just going to lay the ball up over you. If he has Masher, he's going to lay it up over you. If he has Fearless Finisher, he's going to lay it up over you. If he has Pro Touch, he's going to lay it up over you. If he has Rise Up, he's just going to dunk it on you. If he has Fast Twitch, he's probably just going to lay it up on you. So, to sum it all up, if you don't have high interior defense, he's going to lay it up on you, okay? So, you kind of want to make sure that you have that high interior defense. Moving on to perimeter defense, excuse me. I feel like the sweet spot is anywhere between 79 and 86 for guard or wing players. Now, the reason why I'm saying 79 is because, well, let me put the perimeter defense up so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. Because the 79 is going to give you bronze clamps, which I feel like is the minimum. I have bronze clamps on my 3-level scorer shooting guard. That 3-level scorer and shooting guard is only 6'5". He only has a 73 perimeter defense. That's it. A 73 perimeter defense, which means, let me show you guys what a 73 perimeter defense looks like. This is what my defensive setup looks like. Okay, now I have more points elsewhere, so I have like a total of like around 7 or 8 defensive badges, but this is what I have available on my 3-level scorer, and I'm still able to play really good defense. Now, obviously, that's all, personal as far as skill level. If I'm a good defender, a bad defender, obviously, if you're a bad defender, you might not play as well defense as I play with a 73 perimeter defense build. You might need a little bit more badges or attributes or a higher perimeter defense. But if you are a good defender, you can get by with a 73 or a 70 perimeter defense. Like, I'll lower this by 3 points and show you that you're still going to have the same thing at 73. I think I just maxed it out at 73 because I just wanted to max it out with the rest of the points I had. But you're looking at a 70 perimeter defense. This is what you're looking at. Bronze clamps, bronze challenger, bronze pick dodger, silver ankle braces, workhorse and menace, and then just Hall of Fame off-ball pests. That's it. You're not looking at much. But when you go up to a 79, that's where things get interesting because now those badges are gold now, and then these badges are getting into that silver tier as well too. So you're looking at silver challenger, you're looking at silver pick dodger, and bronze clamps, and these are going to be your 3 core badges because these badges is what's going to help you play ball and play defense, and protect your rim or whatever you want to call it. Protect the perimeter, I guess you could say. I'm not really protecting the rim because you're not in the paint, but you get what I'm saying. These are going to be your 3 core badges because this is what's going to help you with making sure you're not getting scored on. You know, that silver challenger, that bronze clamps, and that silver pick dodger. Now, the reason why I say 79, because again, that's what you're going to need to unlock silver challenger, which is going to help you contest shots and stuff like that. 86 is also another one that I would say is the two areas I would jump. Because as you can see, you're not going to really unlock much going from 79. You're not really unlocking anything. 79 to 85 or whatever. The only thing you're going to unlock is gold pick dodger at 85. But when you jump up to 86, you see how all of those badges just turn to different color. You're affecting clamps. You're affecting challenger. You're affecting ankle braces. You're affecting workhorse. And when you hit 85, you're affecting pick dodger as well too. So that's what 2, 4, 6 different badges that you just now affected. And when you go up to that 86, you're looking at gold challenger. You're looking at silver clamps now. You're also looking at gold pick dodger, as I said before. And then you're also looking at these badges Hall of Fame with ankle braces, workhorse, already having off-ball pass, and then gold menace as well too. Now, again, like I said, if you are a good defender already, you don't really need an 86 perimeter defense. Like I said, I play really good defense with a 73 perimeter defense, and really it's a 70 because I didn't want to waste the VC to put my perimeter defense from 70 to 73 because it would cost me like 9,000 VC for 3 attribute points that ain't going to really make a difference. It's not going to unlock no badges or anything for me. So there's really no point to go from a 70 perimeter defense to a 73. But, you know, 79 is more than suffice. That's damn near an 80 perimeter defense. And then you're still looking at, again, like I said, silver challenger, which is going to help contest shots, and bronze clamps, and that's really all you need. Pick dodger is nice, you know what I'm saying? Ankle braces so you don't get your ankles broken is nice. But the rest of these badges just really isn't necessary to play good defense. You know what I'm saying? So that's just me for perimeter defense. Now, the sweet spot, in my opinion, you know, for a big man, is a 70. You know, really a 69. But, you know, if you have a big man or a power forward that's under 6'9", as you can see, if you're under 6'9", then you can unlock the clamps badge. So that's why I say 70. You know what I'm saying? But if you are on a 6'10", 6'11", 7 foot, 7'1" big build, then, you know, you're not going to unlock clamps anyway, so that 70 perimeter defense doesn't even matter. You might as well go down to a 69, but that 69 is going to give you bronze clamps, and you're going to want that just for those perimeter contests because, like I said, you know, a lot this year, like a lot of bigs are going with shooting. It's like you could choose shooting and still be an inside big, so why wouldn't you put shooting on your center build? You know what I'm saying? So because of that, you will find yourself having to go out to that corner and get those contests on those shots. And the difference between having bronze challenger and no challenger, once again, is night and day. You want to be able to hit those contests. I have a two-way stretch 5 that I talked about. And unfortunately, I didn't put my perimeter defense up. I think my perimeter defense is like a 55 or a 45. And I noticed the difference. Because on my 3-level scorer, I only have bronze challenger, and I'm playing really good defense on the perimeter and getting contest on people and stuff. But then when I play on my two-way stretch 5 and I try to go out, maybe somebody got screened, somebody got picked, or somebody just leaving their man open because you know how randoms are. I try to jump out there and I try to get that contest on somebody, and then guess what? I'm not even able to get the contest. So that's why I feel like you want to at least have that 69 perimeter defense. It's going to help you with getting contest on people. Now, moving on to steals. You're going to laugh when I tell you this, but any rating, okay? I have a 27 steal rating on my 3-level score, and I get constant rips. You can have any steal rating in this game and get consistent poke ball, loose animations, or steals. Now, obviously, the trade-off is that it's going to be much harder to get interception steals, as your player will just not even go for the ball, or they'll go flying out of the way in a different direction and stuff like that. So if you want to, you know, play the passing lanes, you're going to need like a higher steal. But if you're talking about on-ball steals, you can have any rating. 27, 30, 35, 40, 50, 60, 65, doesn't matter. You're going to rip people, especially if you're good at timing when to reach. You're going to rip people. Now, the sweet spot for spamming steals, is an 85. You're going to want at least an 85 for Silver Glove if you want to spam people, or if you're on a lock build, you know, and you're going to be primarily guarding ball. Glove is one of those badges that, like, you know, the higher you have it, the better it will be. You know, it doesn't matter if you're getting the bronze, silver, gold, just as long as you're going up, it's going to be better, period. But if you're trying to save badge points, I do believe the sweet spot is the 85 for that steal, especially for that Silver Glove. It's going to go crazy. I have that 85 steal on my 2-way, 3-level point forward, and silver goes crazy. Just 85 steal, I'm getting like games where I have like 8 steals, 9 steals. I've even gotten a double-double with points and steals. I think I even got in a game with a triple-double with steals. So, you know, an 85 steal in Silver Glove, yo, people will tell you in the comments, bro, it goes crazy. Like, I'm not lying to you guys. It goes crazy. Again, you know, but moving on to blocks. Now, block, just like with the steal rating and the glove badge, the higher you have anchor, the better the badge is, and its effects will be, you know. Unfortunately, you know, as I can show you guys right here, unfortunately, anchor will require really high ratings to get the badge on higher levels, as you can see. Silver requires an 87 block, damn near a 90 block. Gold requires a 93, and then Hall of Fame requires a 99 block. So, like, you know, the bronze obviously ain't gonna cost you much at just 70, but I think they went kind of crazy with you know, the silver levels and the gold levels needing such a high level or whatever. But man, in my opinion, though, you know, getting blocks in this game is really about timing and position. It matters way more than ever. You can't just spam pogo stick or chase down artists like you could and get free blocks like in NBA 2K22. So personally, I feel like the sweet spot really is 87 for that silver anchor. You can, it's hard to say what the sweet spot is for blocks because it really just depends on your timing and your ability to get blocks and how good you are at playing defense in the paint and knowing when to jump and knowing when not to jump. If you're just a dude that's just constantly jumping for everything, it's kind of hard to say what level is really the sweet spot for, you know, the block rating. But I would say an 87 because I've seen people get really, really good, you know, blocks and stuff like that. And on my 2-way stretch 5, I have a 99 block. I can get Hall of Fame anchor. And I obviously worked my way up. I went all the way from, you know, no anchor all the way up to 87 to get silver anchor. Then I, you know, went up to gold, and then I finally went up to Hall of Fame when I had enough VC to get Hall of Fame. And I was able to get a lot of blocks with an 87. I feel like if you could get an 87, you can go up. That's only like 6 more points to get gold. I really do feel like if you can afford 87, you can afford a 93 block. Now, the reason why I say 87 is the you know, sweet spot, because the 87 for the block rating to block shots is really good at 87. But the badge level that you really want to be shooting for is gold. So because of that, it's a trade-off. You know, you're good with an 87 block, but you're going to need at least a 93 block to get gold. So you can see where the dilemma is with that. As a big man, I feel like you should be shooting for a 93 no matter what. But again, like I said, I think the sweet spot for like taller guards and wings, you know, those 6'7", 6'8", 6'9" builds is going to be an 87. Because those builds are usually going to have really high vertical. Most of those 6'8", 6'7", 6'9" builds are going to have like a 85, 80 plus vertical. Whereas the big man builds I've seen don't really have 80 plus vertical. So, you know, those guards are going to be able to jump out the gym to get those blocks and stuff like that as well, too. Moving on, though, to defensive and offensive rebounding. Rebounding is mostly about positioning. Height and wingspan play a part in consistently getting rebounds, but positioning and boxing out is key. Rebound rating is also going to play a big part. Most people focus on the defensive rebounding. So in order to consistently get offensive rebounds, you need to not only have good positioning, but your offensive rebound needs to be on par with whatever their defensive rebound rating is for your matchup. So let's say you're guarding me and my defensive rebound is an 85 for Silver Rebound Chaser. In order for you to consistently get offensive rebounds against me, you're going to want to have at least an 85 offensive rebounder, because you're going to be battling for, my defensive rating versus your offensive rating. If you have an offensive rebounding that's only a 60 and I have a 90 defensive rebound, no, you aren't going to get those rebounds. Even if you have good positioning, even if you are boxing me out, you've seen it yourself where you'll be in front of a guy and you'll jump up for the rebound, but because I didn't put my offensive rebound up at all, a dude will just reach right over me and grab the rebound and it'll go straight into his hands. Don't ask me how, don't ask me why. I've seen it happen, and if you have a center, I'm pretty sure you've seen it happen in this game as well too. This wasn't as much of a problem in 2K22, not really sure why, but in 23, this is something that I've noticed happening a lot. And, vice versa. If you want to get good defensive rebounding, then you want to make sure that defensive rebound attribute that you have is going to be way higher than their offensive rebound. I don't know many people going with the 99 offensive rebounding, though. So, as long as you have like a 93 defensive rebound, you should be able to board up over those people who are trying to get offensive rebounds. Now, there are those rare weirdos who do spend like all their attribute points into a 99 offensive and defensive rebound, which I'm not mad at the 99 defensive rebound, because I got a 99 defensive rebound. We, board game, you know what I'm saying? Board man gets paid. I'm all fine and dandy with that. But for the dudes running around with 99 offensive rebound, you're weird, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I understand you trying to hold the team down. You're trying to be a team player. You're trying to be that glue guy that does the dirty work. But I'm not gonna lie to you. You're definitely weird for having a 99 offensive rebound. Moving on to physicals, though. Speed, I have divided into two separate categories: rec/pro-am and par. Now, while speed is important, it isn't as important in rec because there's so much more people on the court. Beating your man off the dribble isn't as important because there will always be a help defender there. Okay, so the sweet spot to me for guards is like an 85. I don't think I've had anything below an 85. 85 to like 87 is really the sweet spot for speed. If you're on a wing, an 80. My point forward has like an 80 or 85, somewhere around there. I honestly don't remember. But I know that my 3-level scorer has an 87 speed, and he has no problem beating people off the dribbles. I'm very fast and stuff like that. I can zip around the court. I can leak out really quickly for, leak outs and fast breaks and stuff like that. And then I would say the sweet spot for centers is a 65. Because you don't want to be too slow. You want to be able to get back. You want to be able to. You're going to probably be the last man back anyway, because you're going to be the man getting the rebound. But you want to still be able to get up and down the court, especially when you miss, or even a teammate of yours missing, you don't get the rebound. You want to be back on defense because, again, like I said, you're going to be the primary rim protector for your team most likely. And if you're not back, the paint is going to be sweet. Paint is going to be open. You know what I'm saying? So you want to have at least a 65 speed for those centers. Me personally, my two-way stretch has I said two-way stretch. My two-way stretch 5 has a 70 speed because he's only 7 feet tall. My diamond inside out scorer center, he has I think a 64 or a 66 speed, one of the two. But you want to be in that area of 65 because you're going to need that speed to get, like I said, get back and stuff like that, fast breaks and everything. As far as acceleration, you can see the part that I said about speed with ball. That applies to acceleration as well, so I won't repeat myself. You could just click on speed with ball. I'll make sure that I put timestamps in the video so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about for each category and stuff like that as well too. So again, for acceleration, just see speed with ball. As for strength, yo, what the hell happened to my game, bro? Why am I? Game just glitched out, bro. I'm tweaking. Yo. Okay. I'm tweaking, bro. I'm like, why my game just glitched out like that? All right, man. My bad, y'all. All right, back to the video though. For strength is one of the hardest metrics to, really, what's the word I'm looking for? Strength is one of the hardest metrics to really gauge. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, gauge. Because, like, strength is, pretty much impacts everything on the floor this year, including both sides of the ball. Strength impacts defending blow-bys as well as getting blow-by animations as the ball handler. Strength helps with beating screens and, like, running through screens. It also helps with setting screens, It helps with backing down your opponents when you're in the post. And it also helps defend against back downs when you're being posted up. It helps with box outs and, like, worm animations when you're fighting for rebounds. And it helps with, like, doing post moves, drop steps, spin moves, and stuff like that in the post and the paint. So the sweet spot for strength is entirely preference, as it depends on your play style and what build, your player is. But you should always opt to have some strength in your build, because having no or low strength is just not a smart move in 2K23. When it impacts so many things on the court, you want to have strength. Now, you can make up for having low strength with having, taller height, longer wingspan, higher vertical, etc., etc. But strength is king in NBA 2K23, Strength actually matters this year in this game. So you're going to want to make sure that you have some type of strength. So for me, the sweet spot, I guess we'll say, will depend on you, your play style, and your build. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm going to go with. Because for some people, that's a 60. For some people, it's a 74 for Bronze Bully. For some people, it's like an 85 because they're on a center. For some people, it's a 95 because they want Hall of Fame Bully, or they want to, use Hall of Fame Drop Step or Hall of Fame Brick Wall. So again, it totally comes down to your personal preference. Moving on to vertical. The vertical attribute, it impacts your ability to do a lot of things. It helps you with dunking. It helps you with rebounding. It helps you with getting blocks. It helps you with winning jump balls. So for me, I would say the sweet spot is around 80 for builds with high dunking, at 80 or 85. For big men, you're looking at a 75 to an 80 to go along with your rebounding. I really realized how important vertical was when I first put my rebound up to a 99. And I was still getting out rebounded. And I'm just like, yo, how am I getting out rebounded? How is this person getting boards over me? And then I put my vertical up. I maxed out my vertical to a 80 on my two-way stretch 5. And I went from getting like maybe 11 to 12 rebounds to getting like games where I'm like 18, 22, 25, 27 rebounds. I'm just boarding everything. Because now I have a higher vertical. I'm trying to out-rebound somebody who probably has like a 93 or 90-plus rebound, but they also have like a 70, a 60, 70, 80 vertical, versus me who has a 99 rebound, but my vertical is like in the 40s or the 50s. You know what I'm saying? So because of that, as soon as I put my vertical and maxed it out, I noticed I was actually able to not just really board people up, but just completely out-rebound my matchup in every game I played. And then we're going to move on to the last attribute, which is stamina. Okay, stamina is also an attribute that is entirely preference, and dependent on play style. I think I've seen the Gatorade symbol one time in NBA 2K23 in my entire duration of playing this game, and this includes NBA career games as well. If you aren't a build that rely heavily on jump shots, which is impacted greatly by stamina, then an 85 stamina is more than enough. If you're a build that primarily relies on scoring with shooting, then a sweet spot with you would be around a 90 to a 95 stamina. And that's just my personal opinion. My personal opinion, everyone should shoot for that 85 to 90 stamina. Because stamina doesn't cost much anyway. But at the same time, you can get away with low stamina ratings if you're like a slasher, a post scorer. You're not somebody who depends on jump shooting, because again, stamina is, greatly influence your ability to shoot the ball this year. So there you have it. That is my video on attribute sweet spots. Hopefully this video helped you guys with making your builds when you're trying to min-max your build and stuff like that, what to shoot for, for specific things when it comes to layups, if driving, if you want contact dunks, fast break dunks, if you want to catch and shoot threes or shoot threes off the dribble, if you want to run a point, or if you're just a secondary ball handler, you know what I'm saying? If you play perimeter defense, you play interior defense, just anything, Hopefully this helped you. But it's been your boy Make America Lit. Please be sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe for more NBA 2K23 content, badge breakdown videos, and of course, also rare builds. I'm out.